Hello, this is Mr. Mayer, and in this video we will discuss translations on the coordinate plane. Your directions will say, write the translation of the figure using both translation notation and vector notation. So we have two things to accomplish. Looking at our example, so we see that translation notation, it looks like this. We got two parentheses of x and y is going to equal x plus a, y plus b. A and b, these are the values of how far we're going to translate. So that's basically the first thing we need to do. We have to figure out how far away we're going to move one shape in order to get to its translation, in order to get to its image. So our first thing is to decide who is the original and who is the new. Remember, the original is just going to have the letters, and the new one is going to have the primes next to it. What that means is, since this has the primes, the apostrophes, this is our image figure, which means that this came before it. This is the original, which is called the pre-image. Now that we know which one's which, we have to figure out how far this entire shape went to create this shape. The best way to do this is just to do one point at a time. So remember, we have two directions in which we move. We move horizontally and vertically. Horizontally, side to side, this is your x-axis. Make sure you label that. Vertically, up and down, this is your y-axis. So I want to figure out how far I'm going to move horizontally on my x. So I'm going to move from A to A prime horizontally 1, 2, 3, and 4 spaces. Very helpful to write this down for yourself while you are working these out. And then vertically, I'm going to move down 1, 2. If I move down, it is a negative direction. So I went down 2. So now all I'm going to do, since this was to the right, it was a positive 4, and I'm just going to plug in these values into this notation. X stays as x, y stays as y. So for my notation, my x is going to add, specifically here we added 4, and then our y, we are going to go down 2, subtract 2, and you've got your notation. Nice thing with this vector notation, this is very short and simple. You are just going to write down how far you went. Again, 4 is positive for the x value. X always comes before the y. Again, labeling these things above is very helpful. So for my first value, I went 4 to the right. It is a positive 4. And then for the y value, I went down 2. It is a negative 2. And you are finished. All right, look forward to seeing you soon.